and welcome back. How are you doing this evening? My name is Thorn. This is the Game Design Lexicon. We're currently playing the Cultist simulator because we can't sleep, which happens a lot to us. So where were we? Looks like we have some studying to do, traveling at night. There's an extensive discussion of the similarities between Elopoly's own dreams and those of the Emperor Elagabalius, who Elopoly regards as a dupe or avatar of the sun in rags. The white is west of the world, Elopoly remarks, and winter does not wait forever. Those of you who are just joining us, my name is Thorn, and this is the Game Design Lexicon. If you haven't already, give us a follow here on Twitch. If you want to look at any of our previous streams, you can find those on YouTube, which you can give us a subscribe. I would surely appreciate it. Otherwise, let's continue. We are the physician, Phil McCrevis, and we're currently exploring our mystic origins here, as well as continuing our job at the Institute, which seems to be very lucrative compared to most other endeavors here. So let's start breaking down some of these here. And we're going to codify our temptation enlightenment. It has occurred to me that I hold the key to wisdom. This card will allow you to win enlightenment, so let's dream on it. Right? And in our reflection, we'll put in a mantis glimpse to confirm it, because enlightenment is what we want. Looks like we're becoming ill. Afflictions are common in this game. They can easily be thwarted by a little bit of study of our health, a little bit of vitality. And a little bit of time. So, we now have a dedication of enlightenment. I have dedicated myself to the pursuit of higher understanding. I must see beneath the skin, whatever the cost. This makes an enlightenment victory possible. I must be a true initiate of the Mansis. I'll need to work with lantern aspect to allow the watchman to see me. So now we'll start to break down anything that isn't lantern aspect. At least for now, anyway. We may need it for later when we do commissions, once we figure out how to do that with this character. Okay. It doesn't look like we've gotten the vitality that we need to remove our affliction. And a little bit of restlessness in our life. Restlessness. Which happens. Looks like I should be able to evade it with passion. Thankfully. Let's break down this Ecclesiast parable. We don't need it. And we can use passion to remove this restlessness here, as it's yearning. And we'll keep it away from our despair and bleak thoughts. Regained our health, which is awesome. We should probably dream our passion for our lore. Let's dream our Mantis glimpse. See how that serves us. And Looks like we've beat a lot of our hurdles that we've had, the walls in our life. We can start breaking down more, like these wood whispers. We don't need them. Not at the moment anyway. Maybe later. I don't know how to find Poppy. I'm going to need to maybe pull up a guide on that. However, I have gained the Way of the Wood, which should allow us into the Mantis. So now we can dream on passion. And instead of using a lore, we can use the Way of the Wood. Now I pass between scar-barked trees. The moon passes behind branches. Though her fingers remain in my hair, I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours. To avoid the low branches, pale wings move deep in the night. Looks like we're still trying to be investigated, but not successfully. In Girum, Imusis Nocte Ect Con Sumi Snip Snip Snip. A second order influence apparent to the perceptive, instantly recognizable to an adept. This can be used in some rites to summon minions, and some minions will leave it lingering when they are destroyed. Continue our work at the Institute, of course. Seems like we are wealthy. Though we should have probably dealt with the restlessness. It's probably not important. Let's break down this furtive truth. Because we don't need second level anything until we know we do. Oh, nice. Contentment. And we're in the Mantis. We can choose an occultist scrap to learn something, or the well, or the temple of the wheel. Let's choose one of the unknowns, and we gained a furtive truth, which is not bad, I guess. Oop. How do we get out of here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go back to our table here. Through the wood. In my sleep, I came to the high, jagged rock, which is still called the Temple of the Wheel. Though the hour called wheel is long extinct, another hand had scratched a secret in the black lantern on its flank. I burned that secret into my memory to preserve it for waking before the velvet came out of the velvet wood's depth and erased it. The velvet is jealous of her secrets. Okay. We now have a furtive truth, which is useful. Let's remove this dread and keep this restlessness in our mind. Of course. Let's use our passion to kill this early restlessness. I don't think we'll be able to deal with the other one. But if we have one less, then it's not bad. Let's remove this furtive truth and break it down to an occult scrap, for now anyway. Again, I don't think we need these higher levels. At least until we do. As a matter of fact, give me a second. Let me, Poppy? Cultist simulator. Poppy Lascelles, an admirable and amiable woman of propriety. The first time you talk to Poppy Lascelles, I don't know how I find her. I definitely need to learn how to find commissions, because that's going to be important soon. Let's dream. I wonder what happens if we dream on our... again. We've gained dread. It'll abate that fascination, so I'm not too worried. We'll continue our work at the Institute. Long hours, but lots of money. No, we don't need to study anything at the moment. Actually, let's break down this waking chant. We have plenty of reason to do so. Looks like our fleeting memory has gained us some dread. We do seem to be gaining a decent amount of it. And let's dream on our way of the woods. Gain some more access to the Mantis. Hey, X-Band. Father today. Sorry, I'm reading your text just now. Apologies. It's late for me and I'm having a problem concentrating. Yeah, the genocide happening in Gaza. I'm currently watching a Beau of the Fifth Column. If you don't subscribe to Beau of the Fifth Column on YouTube, you might want to. He's one of my favorite creators when it comes to leftist content. The idea is that he disguises himself very redneckishly to appeal to the right and hopefully talk some sense into them. This is single player. This is called Cultist Simulator. Think of it as a very elaborate game of solitaire. The idea is that you play a character. In this case, I am the physician. I have named my physician humorously Phil McCrevis, or Dr. Phil, however you want to refer to him. I'm currently still working at the Institute, which is wonderful, as it provides a lot of income, and my funds are currently numerous. I have 20 of them, and that's what I live on. So the way the game works is you have cards. That's all of these that you see. Each one has different purposes. Like this one right here allows me to translate books from Latin to English so I can study them. Unfortunately, I currently have no books to study, as the two sources that I have, both Moreland's and Oriflamme's auction house, have stopped giving me meaningful work. However, from that meaningful work, I gain these aspects here. For example, this one's called A Locksmith's Secret. Sooner or later, every locksmith has a dream. Now we recite its 7 phases. In this case, it's the aspect of knock. It permits no seal and no isolation. It thrusts us gleefully out of the safety of ignorance. It opens doors, so one of the uses of it is when I'm exploring mystic locations, I can use it to open doors and explore them further. Other aspects, such as moth. I knew a man who captured moths in a bell jar. On nights like this, he would release them one by one to die in the candle. It's a really awesome game, so think of it as a very elaborate game of solitaire. So I've described the cards. Next is processes. That's these large tiles here, right? So one of the main processes is work. Currently I'm working at the Institute. I'm a doctor, so I heal people and gain funds from that. The funds are then consumed by time passing. And this allows me to spend funds. It also gains me illness and things like fascination, which is a hindrance. If I gain too much fascination, I can lose my mind. If I gain too much dread, I can lose my mind again. As you see, I have dread building up, which is a bad thing. This one right here, the light bulb, is research. It allows me to look into things such as these aspects or books, which I no longer have any of. I've researched them completely. The dreamscape, which I'm currently working on, entering the woods. Now I pass between scar-barked trees. The moon passes behind branches. Though her fingers remain in my hair, I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours. This allows me to explore the Mansis, which is a dream world, which allows me to advance further into my mystic hierarchy, I guess you could say. I gain more the more I explore it. This one here is exploration. This is physical exploration, where dreams are spiritual exploration, right? So my physical exploration, I'm currently exploring what's called a fleeting remnants, a moment in time. In another moment, it'll be gone. I gain these from everything, pretty much. Anything that might cause a memory that I might have come near to forget. And it allows me to explore them, and this gains me things like dread, or contentment, or even fascination, right? Lastly, I have my talk aspect, which I've used very little. This allows me to interrogate, intimidate, beguile, instruct, and recruit. In this case, I can, for example, use my hanger-on here, which I will start, and found a mystical organization. So here is someone I might work with, a companion, a follower, but first I must give them something to follow. A society, a solidarity, an order, a cult. And with me, this specific character, my dedication is enlightenment. So the idea that I follow is the aspect of the lamp. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Thomas Brown. And the dedication of enlightenment allows me the pursuit of higher understanding. I must see beneath the skin, whatever the cost. So currently I'm forming a cult. That action that I just took with my follower will allow me to found my cult. Unfortunately, my cult will only be a cult of me and them at the moment. So, welcome, X-Band. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found a bonding with a previous friend. So when I moved back to Houston, one of my main orders was to talk to old acquaintances. Hey, B. Hank. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Playing some classic OW. Oh, wow, dude. I haven't played World of Warcraft for probably 2 decades. I remember when it was released, I played it for a small amount, and then decided it just wasn't my thing. At the time, I had a few other MMOs that I would have rather tried. And I think the one that pulled me out of WoW was City of Heroes. Oddly enough, I've been playing it on stream lately. And it's awesome. So, I now gained a little bit of notoriety, which may make me noticed to the police, which is bad. Certain acts are not quickly forgotten. Notoriety may allow hunters to build a case against me. So, I've also gained a buzzing in the brain, which is a bunch of nonsense that I can use for rituals. Now, it also spawned another process. Choose a founding principle. Tradition and compulsion, old, new, or both together. Add a lore to determine your cult's founding principles. And you can click on these empty spots and it'll highlight everything on your table that'll show what you can add to it. And in this case, I am going to use a doctrine of lantern because I am seeking a goal of enlightenment, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. So welcome, BB Hank 1, to our stream. Tonight is what I call my insomnia stream. I couldn't sleep thanks to bad dreams, and I'm here acting all mystic and wizenly. So, Expand, I did want to finish my thought on your friend again. I'm glad you found somebody to bond with when I did move back to Houston. That was one of my main goals, was to actually find people that I knew in my youth that hopefully I could bond with again. Unfortunately for me, it didn't turn out as well. The first person I contacted was a friend of mine in my youth, one of the people that, despite their political views, I could always end up being friends with because they were very nice and accommodating. Let's see. A terrible clarity. Our purpose demands we recognize truths that chill the spirit. I must give of myself. So in this case, it only wants reason, which I have plenty of. My friend, I was disappointed with, I must say. One of the problems that I have right now is I find it very hard to deal with people who have opposing viewpoints to me. As long as you keep those out of the way, that's fine. But in the case of this friend, he happened to mention his political views, and that he actually voted for Donald Trump. And I just had an issue with that. It's really hard for me. A peculiar rumor. This might lead me to someone I need, or it might mean something else entirely. So in this case, this peculiar rumor, I'll go ahead and pull out. And let's see, where did it go? We will explore it. Hopefully it will lead us to somebody advantageous. I probably should dig out some classic WoW and play it on stream. As I've said, I've been playing some City of Heroes, which is the game that actually pulled me away from World of Warcraft. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I really did enjoy World of Warcraft. It was very well put together. Culture war is a way of life here in the United States. It's one of those things that we have a political party here, so remember that our political system is based around capitalism, and we have no political party that has anything to do with anything other than capitalism. So we have a left-wing capitalist party, and we have a right-wing capitalist party. Our right-wing capitalist party, they are as close to fascism as you can get. As a matter of fact, with our last president, they're currently courting fascism, which is bad, including things such as mirroring the words of Adolf Hitler, which is really bad. And the problem is when capitalism starts to fail, it creates a form of fascism that we're all too familiar with. When the capital class wants to exemplify our failures to a population that it wants it to support it does it by othering minorities and other disenfranchised people. So currently we have one political party that does nothing other than culture wars. They have no policy. They have no improvements. As a matter of fact, when you research their party, you can find that in the United States, we have our nation, right? And then we have states, and then in each state we have what we call counties. And if you research all of these counties, the most impoverished the counties with the least life expectancy, the counties with the most unhealthy, the poorest counties, and so on are typically the ones that follow this right-winged party. Yeah, so capitalism is currently very popular, very as popular as feudalism was, 500 to 1,000 years ago. But it's since we're advancing very quickly in our technology and in our philosophy and our way of lives, it's quickly moving away. You have a lot of people that are very disenfranchised with it because they look at capitalism and they see that it perpetrates things like slavery and neo-imperialism, which is very damaging to other countries. So that's going away. It's going to be a very it's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of resistance to giving up the ways of capitalism, because there's a lot of very rich and powerful people who benefit from it. And as the rest of the world finds out that it's not really helping the rest of the world other than these rich and powerful people, there's going to be a bit of turmoil in reducing it. So we'll see. I don't have much time left on my life. I'm mostly through it, over the hill. I have another 30 years, maybe 40, of being able to watch the world. And I predict that within my lifetime, it's going to get even worse, because I've watched it within mine and my father's lifetime become pretty bad. Right before my father was born was the massive socialism movements that allowed capitalism to exploit workers more than they should have been, due to the accommodations that socialism afforded the worker class, things like 4-day work weeks or 5-day work weeks, and 40-hour work weeks, eliminating child labor, stuff like that. But that's currently being encroached on. It almost seems like we're trying to work ourselves back to the days when children were exploited as well as anyone else, and the workers were, our labor was just extracted to a point to where we gained nothing from it. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's just me talking, and my bladder is horribly filled. So this next break, I might be taking an extra long break to pee. So I've founded my cult. Our rise begins. I have founded my cult. I just said that. This is a step to greater power. Use your cult to recruit and promote followers. Talk with followers about your cult to send them out on cult business. Cult business, which I have very little of at the moment. A little bit of Dim to Reason. A little bit of Mantis Glimpse. What else did we gain? Ooh, a temporary headquarters. So, our business is private. We could use somewhere more secret. We also have a Mirror of Glory, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. You can use cults with the talk verb to recult or promote followers to send them out on errands to gather resources. A believer can be promoted to a disciple. A few gifted disciples can be exalted, even higher, seers. So, that was, where the hell did that go? Oh, right here. Okay. So that is our Mirror to Glory. Let's put that down here. And it looks like it's time for a break. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday evening. Mine's okay. Dreaming is fun, and it's been causing me a lot of problems lately. But that's neither here nor there. Just remember that if you have made it this far, give me a follow. If you haven't, follow me. I'm a cult leader, and you can give me a subscribe over on YouTube if you want to watch these videos after they've been processed, usually about a week to a month after they're displayed here on Twitch. And we're going to take a short break. We're going to leave you with maybe 1 or possibly 2 songs with Zombie Girl, something very appropriate for this evening. So be right back. Give me about, let's see, 4 minutes 33 seconds, or possibly 4 minutes 33 seconds plus 5 minutes 39 seconds. Then that'll allow me to pee and possibly refill my drink.